bestie. My name is God's Beauty Israel. Thank you so much for always tuning in to Aggressive Gala. But research has shown that you've probably not subscribed to our channel. Make a no fight you, but what are you waiting for? Quickly click that button now and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the juices. Hey besties, it's Monday morning and the gossip is fresh. What's popping, guys? What's going on? I'm super excited. Welcome into the new week. What's your plan like? Like, what's this week going to be looking like from your angle? I would like you to give me that gist. You know, send me a day here and I only gossip Naya, you understand? So I would want you to give me, a bit of from Monday down to Friday. Do I say weekdays? Yeah, what your weekdays would be looking like. Let me give you small maybe from my own end. So and I think it's going to be looking a bit more serious, right? I have lots of work to do. When you start this, when you start the week with this very, very strong meeting. I feel like that was how it was. But I think I'm a bit grateful, right, for having, certain kind of conversation that would just, enlighten you, motivate you to get better and all of that. And I think I've actually grown self-wise when it comes to, receiving criticism, to be honest, right? Not everybody would give you, ace. Not everybody will give you A1 on certain things. But it's how you're able to get facts from everybody and you just put them together and like, okay, you know what? We are going with this, we're going with this, we're going with this. And yes, I feel like that's how the energy is like for me this week. So I'd like you to tell me what's the update. It's Monday and I feel like you need to stay motivated. You need to stay hydrated, even though I don't like water like that. But you need to, be okay health-wise, physically, spiritually, mentally actually. Because and then this economy is going, you can just go insane, to be honest. But I still feel like, you just need to put yourself together. Be intentional. When you wake up every morning, especially on Mondays, like when it's Sunday like this, there's just this intentionality that, okay, this week has to be great. Apart from the fact that I speak into manifestations and all of that. I just, program it in my head that, okay, you know what? This is how we are starting. We're starting with this. We're starting with this energy. We're starting bright. We're starting blessed. We're starting, just keep it up because like I said, the economy is just, if you start thinking about what's going on, you actually would just go insane. So what you would do, to help yourself is just shake off the whole bad energy, wake up and tell yourself, look, I love looking at myself in the mirror, because I feel like apart from the fact that I'm the beauty of God, I feel like no, this the way this girl wake up this morning, you actually woke up mistakenly looking gorgeous. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm always grateful. I have this big energy that yes, we are moving into, it's just like the way when we are crossing over to the new year, you know how you are super excited about, the 31st night, and like, as you're entering this new year, we enter this new year with greatness, we enter this new year with blessings, we enter this new year. I feel like that's how it should be when you're entering into the new week. Do you get what I'm saying? So once it's Sunday like this, there's just this mindset that, this week has to be blessed, this week has to be prosperous, this week has to be full of prosperity, this week has to be, just speak into it. And guess what? It does work. Like, honestly speaking, it does work. I see mine manifesting right now. So yeah, I know what I'm saying when I say it does work. This is Gossip Gala and my name is God's Beauty Israel, aka the Lady Vibe, aka Plenty, aka Gossip Batty. You already know my own, not to just they talk. All right, so there's this quick one here. There's this quick story that is it a story? I would like to say it's a story, but before I even go into that, let me quickly update you that Fino has a new what do you call it now? A new album, right? I'll need you to go check it out. Of all the people that he spoke to come into the album, I feel like the one that get me a bit intrigued is the one he has with RD. You already know who RD is. Like, come on, I don't give girls flowers. You know how it is. The fact that an energy like Fino coming together with an RD. That's a lot. Oh. You need to go check that album out. Like, definitely, definitely, I'm enjoying it, and I know for sure that you will. Right. So before I even do plus like this, I think I don't really talk too much. Before we go into the main conversation, I said they walk out street of X. Now, so I see some very hilarious comments. They are hilarious to me. There are some that does make sense. There are some that I'm like, what's going on here? I'll check. Let's quickly check out the first one. This one says bro code 101. And the guy says, if a girl gives you a number, read it back to her with one wrong digit. If she corrects you, it means she's actually interested. Is this David of FCT? Is that one? This guy's advice, he just kill me. This guy now said, bro code 101. Instead of asking for a girl's number, give her your number. And if she calls and texts you, then she's the one. I would want to ask, which of this bro code do you think would work better? For me, to be honest, I think this David own does work, because I mean, the only reason you would give a girl would actually call you after you've given her your number is if she's interested in you. Do you get what I'm saying? If she really doesn't give two F about you, I'm sorry, but she's not gonna call you. Do you get? But this as a B zone is okay, but I mean, any girl that is intentional about giving a number out and not giving a number out, if you do that to me, I mean, if I call a particular number to you, right, and you now miss one number, trust me when I say, even when you would know from the onset that, okay, it's either I'm not interested, or even if I try to, give you that energy that, oh, I'm interested and all of that, I might still give you the wrong number, and you might actually not still know. Do you get what I'm saying? But I think this David own does work, because I mean, but although there's some girls that will see it as, why is the guy, why are you giving me your number? You can always just ask for my number. Do you get? I'm very sure there's some girls that would actually take it in the wrong foot. Well, just do what works for you. That's what I would say. End of the case. Just do what works for you. Let's really go back to the next one. This one is quite funny to me, honestly. Like, when they say stay off social media, I feel like it's because of those kind of things. Now, this person says, what can I use for sore truth, right? Now, when this person typed this, I don't know if the person did it on purpose. I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know if it wasn't intentional. Do you get what I'm saying? But when the person wrote like sore truth, right? You will know for sure that, okay, the sore she's talking about is like the SORE, like the sore truth. Do you get what I'm saying? When you have like small wounds, like when you have wounds, in your truth and all of that, right? Now, this is David, I don't know where he's from, just said coughlin syrup and a dictionary. So where the girl's asking for, oh, I have this, I have this pain on my throat, and I'm just thinking, what can I use to get better or not? And this person is like, oh, guy, if you don't take this medicine finish, better go, check your dictionary as well. Like, bro, it's easy to just tell her what medicine, what medication you prefer for her. Do you get what I'm saying? The one that she can use and she'll be okay with it. Why are you adding dictionary to it? Like, bro, if you're not strong, see, X especially, social media is for the strong and hearted. If you know that you are not strong, you don't have the power, just go and sit down somewhere. If not, they are going to draw you like those tiger generation, like they are going to draw you. Now, the last one that is quite interesting to me is this one that Olamide, posted on X. And it says, Egusi is the worst soup ever. My brother. Is it that your ex used to is a lover of egusi? Because I don't understand it. But let me quickly read up. And this person says, aside eating it with pounded yam, I don't see its usefulness. Bean is I don't get it. But how would you say that, egusi is actually if you don't use it with pounded yam, it's useless. Do you know, this is not me trying to be ridiculous or anything, but there are people that actually boil rice and eat white rice with, what's the name now, with egusi. Yeah, like boiled rice with egusi. People do that. People do that. Like, why are you making it look like? And do you know the interesting part? I think one of the reasons why I picked this up, when I just saw this Olamide tweet, in my head, I'm like, something must be wrong with you. Egusi is actually one of the best Nigerian soups so far. Let's be very honest with ourselves. Leave the whole tribe, whatever aside. Egusi is actually one of the best. And even the way it's even prepared, I think it's the way they prepared it for this Olamide. Probably it's the way they prepared it for you. Probably the person did not do it well. You understand? Because if it was properly done, properly fried, are you see, honestly speaking, some people would actually miss heaven because of egusi. And you now tell me that it is useless if you're not using pounded yam. Don't allow me come for you, Olamide. The way I'm looking at you like this. I have my koboko and my cane. Don't allow me come for you. All right, let's really go over straight into the game segments. Can we have the redos on, please? Okay. This one say, I follow you all the time. I copy your every move, but you can't touch me or catch me. What am I? I feel like this tweet, I've seen it somewhere. It's looking very well. Today, I'm going to prove that I'm not an Olodo. Because I feel like of recent, I've been failing a lot, a lot of readers, and don't worry, today I'm going to wear my armor of thinking, you understand? I am definitely not failing this. Have you seen that Lord choosing armor? I'm going to wear it. Let me tell you now. I'm a choosing, I'm going to wear it. See, you see this riddle? I'm going to win it. Just take it like that. Just take it like that. You that is watching me, you're the Olodo, because me, be like say I know the answer. All right, let's go on the short break to come back with on the street of social media. Stay with us. Thank you so much for sticking around. It's on the street of social media. This first one says a lady offers gum to a man who approached her for a conversation. Let me not lie. Let me not lie. When I watched this video at first, in my head I'm like, like if you know what was like more interesting in this video is the fact that after she has given the guy like the gum, I was expecting him to just go. You know when the Bible say go and sin no more, but this guy left. I came back. Like how can someone? I will not say that. I will not say that was rude. I will not say it's rude. I feel like it's and I think it's even in the right place, to be honest, because you're coming to speak to a lady, you've not checked yourself if you're okay, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people do like a lot of times. Do you get what I'm saying? You're going to a particular place and you've not equipped yourself, you've not checked your clothes. Are you neat? Are you okay? Is there anything? Is that? Do you get what I'm saying? But again, I also hear that people that have, body odor, mouth odor, they don't get to know. So I mean, it's just now a two-way thing, which is quite, I think, do I say painful or annoying? Because if you have body odor and or mouth odor, right? People around you are supposed to have told you. You have family, you stay with people. They must have told you so that you take care of it properly. Than you coming out, on to the open space with that, and somebody that you don't know from anywhere is not telling you that, oh, sorry, but you have mouth odor. I mean, I feel like that's where people will not start seeing it as, that's rude. But I don't consider that rude, actually, because I mean, if people around you, people in your space have not told you that you have mouth odor or body odor, or you smell a type of way, I feel like you should have issues with those people as well, because I mean, the fact they're not blunt to tell you, or they're not being truthful to tell you, it means they don't like you. The truth is, people that tell you the truth, that's why I love blunt people in my space. I told you, I mean, starting this conversation, I was telling you how open I am to criticism, because the truth is, that's how you grow. Do you get what I'm saying? The 48 laws of power will tell you that allow people to talk, let them whatever they are saying, like when the things your enemies are saying, right, are things that you are supposed to see and work on them. So if somebody is coming to tell me now that, oh, God's beauty, the way you are looking right now, you're looking so malnourished and all of that. Trust me when I say that. I'll go in my, in my quiet time, go and check out my food, look at how it looks like. Oh, true. How can I know? How can I be eating just white rice and oil? There's no fish, there's no protein, nothing, right? So people need to start accepting, things. I'm not saying that anything that somebody says is actually true about you. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, for everything people tell you, right, there's an atom of truth in it. Take it or leave it. There's actually an atom of truth in this. Even someone that is lying, someone that is not making sense, there's sense inside, right? So it's just important that whenever something is said to you, think about it 2 times. Okay, what this person is saying, is it true? Does it make sense, right? You can even go as far as asking other people, oh, there's this thing I heard though about me. Is it true? Oh, you think it's not true. You ask another person, this person says, it's true. Then you know that, oh, there's definitely something wrong and you need to work on it. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't see this as rude. Like I said, even though people feel like, oh, this is rude, let's check the comment section and see people's reaction on that. Okay. This one says the funny thing about people whose mouth stinks is that they don't know it stinks. They think they got the freshest breath, and that's why they talk too much. They talk too much and always very close to one's face. If you tell them they get angry. So the best solution is action. Good one, lady. On behalf of all men, we don't need that Adam. He isn't Adaming at all. I've told you, social media is not for the weak. Next one, please. Okay, this one says you can't pour from an empty cup. Men, please learn how to take care of yourselves, especially visiting the barber's shop. 2 weeks and 2 weeks and your dentist too. Buy perfume and smell nice and have at least 14 boxers too. Take care of yourself. Wait, but when it says this, when it says this, and have at least 14 boxers. How many boxers do they used to have before? Because I want to understand that. Is it only two? Like, come on, this is not maybe ridiculous because I know some people be like, God's beauty. Why of all the places that you saw, why did you went straight to that place? No, no, but honestly, because I mean, the fact that you had to now list it out, 14 boxers. So you mean there are people that have like maybe five or something? Come on. I mean, I understand that. Like I would always say, the economy is hard, right? I mean, there's no it not, doesn't look like we are progressing or anything. I understand that, but again, it's important that you dress yourself in a certain way that when people see you they address you properly. Only you want go complain say the way that get they talk to me I no like am. Only you want they dress like person where they push wheelbarrow. Do you understand? So it's important that you dress well because I mean just like the saying go, the way you dress is the way you will be addressed. So it's just important that you just keep up, keep looking shiny. Perfumes are actually very important. I mean, perfume lover, like, I don't know why you will not love perfume, to be honest. I don't know why you will not want to smell nice. I feel like these are just normal stuff that you should be okay with. You're supposed to be okay. I mean, looking nice, smelling fresh, all of those things. Let's quickly get one last comment for the road. Okay. This one said, the reason I always carry chew gum inside my car, cause even though I know get mouth odor, but I know fit risk anybody moving away from me cause of smelly mouth. Which me self go do same to anybody where get body or mouth odor. It is all about self-awareness, cause one fit get mouth odor after waking up from 30 minutes nap, after long shift at work, or if if don't quick eat on time in the morning, regardless whether you don't already brush your teeth. And I think this is where I will subscribe to people, having gums, having this normal mint like this sweet. Probably okay. Let me not call brands now, but those small sweet that you can buy. Me, I'm actually not even a sweet fan, to be honest. Like you would hardly actually see me get one. But I mean, I think I'm surrounded with people that are lovers of sweet. So for one thing or the other, I might just want to steal from you. Do you get? But I think now you see reasons why people take mint around, why people take gum around. All those things are important. Even if you don't want to eat it, even if you don't want, even if you're not a fan, just have it around you, right? So that if you've noticed that you've been quiet for a long time, you've not really opened your mouth to speak. It's just important that before you go into like the public, you've put probably you've had a mint in your mouth or something, probably or a gum, so that it just helps with your breath and all. Before you go speak hallelujah, now all of us don't die. All right, let's go over to the next story on the street of social media that says, how can someone cheat on their wife and still lack sense? Let me be very honest with you. When I saw this story, that was the first thing that came to my head. Like, it's okay, even though it's not okay to cheat, right? But somehow we've somehow normalized it, right? So it is okay to cheat, but now cheating, right, without sense. That is where I have a problem with. Let's read this two together. Okay, this person says refusing to add your wife to your HMO plan because you are sleeping with HR and you don't want HR to know you are married is the wildest thing I have seen this month. This person now says, my own is, how are you madly in love with HR that you don't mind paying hospital bills for your wife when HMO day? And how did HR not know he's married? Voila. To be honest, like I said, when I saw this story first, it was very funny to me. Now there's this one other tweet that's together with this, so let's quickly take that one as well. Okay, this one say Baba, one guy did the same thing. Registered his baby mama on his plan and left out his wife. The day the wife came in for something and was told she's no beneficiary. See problem. The woman filmed and called the number that was in the file as wife. Laws. But this is funny and not funny at the same time. Because like I said, will someone normalize cheating, right? To be honest, I don't have an issue with it again. This is me saying it from society perspective now, not personally, because personally I have an issue with you cheating. It just shows you're not disciplined at all, and I don't know how I want to keep an indisciplined person to come and discipline my child. Call it makes sense, like they had. Do you get? But that's like it's not a meeting now. You have cheated, all fine and good. Why like why don't you just give respect to who respect is due to, right? If you want to cheat, do it without this woman knowing. Like that's where I just have a problem with. I'm speaking to a couple of my guys, and I mean most of the time I hear them say, "Oh, men are polygamous in nature," which I actually beg to differ. But again, society has made it look like it's a normal thing. It's normal, right? You guys have normalized it. I don't have an issue. Hmm? Now, why not just do this cheating? Since you are polygamous in nature, you cannot keep your stuffs to yourself, right? You intend to spread the good news around. No problem. Bad problem. Now, why are you now rubbing it on the woman's face that, oh, I'm cheating, hallelujah? Like, bro, there are ways to this thing. Do you get my point? So I've said this over and over again. Do your cheating with sense. Don't bring it because tell me how like of all the stuff you read, the one that just keeps ringing to my head was where he said, my own is, how are you madly in love with HR that you don't mind paying hospital bills for your wife? Hey God, I beg. When HMO day, and how did HR not know he's married? That one too, we need to also question it too, because it's not looking straight. Let's really check the comment section and see people's reaction on that. Call me Mamos said, some men just marry their wife not because they love her, but for some reasons. So now the wife go they suffer every while the man will be living life out there. Women don't focus yourself on any man, thinking he eventually be a true husband to you. Forever is too long to be trapped in a loveless marriage. See, I have an issue with people lying about certain things. Like it's okay for us to come together, right? And say, "Oh, I want to have kids." You now say, "I want to have kids." Like open marriage. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you now come with the context of, oh, you love this woman, you want to be with her, and that and this and all the old plenty lie that you lie, right? And you guys now come together. You guys are now together. Tell me the reason why you now want to cheat outside. Because do you know the interesting part? If the woman does it too, you get pissed. If she does it too, you get angry. Some will not even bring their tradition to it that, oh, in our tradition, oh, if the wife cheats, the husband will die. If the wife cheats, the husband will become poor. So you know those things happen, but you are cheating on her. Sometimes as I just talked about this whole traditional thing now, sometimes when I think back about how this tradition, come into play and all of that, I want to ask who put this people in, like who actually gave them mic to speak. Honestly speaking, right? Because tell me how a tradition is accepting that, oh, the if the woman cheats, the husband dies, or if the woman cheats, something happens to, happens to him. But if the man does the same, nothing happens. Like, very interesting. And I feel like this is the mindset that have been passed to even this our generation, right? So even though they are not traditional, like they're not traditional people, right? Due to, like, expulsion, revolution and all of that, right? Evolving, and things are evolving, and things are changing, and all of that. But I still feel like some people are still trapped with that mindset of, oh, men can do anything, but women cannot do anything. So you are free to go about, do all your, like I said, preach the gospel, just continue doing the thing that you have to do. Why the women should stay one place? And if the woman do her own back, now they'll say, oh no, you're being petty. I don't tire for now, to be honest. Let's take another comment, please. Okay, this one says, have you ever heard a man being loved unconditionally by a woman? Only women and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man used to only a man us only loved when he spends nothing. When he spends nothing else. Hmm. I kind of beg to differ. Oh. But let's read this again. So it says, have you ever heard a man being loved unconditionally by a woman? Only women and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man only love when he spends, nothing else. Hmm. So I know for sure that women are very emotional beings, right? I mean, that's why we are nurturers and all of that. We are I don't I think both genders are actually very emotional. So it is the showing part that is the problem, right? It's easy for women to show their emotions. They would show it, when they say actions speak louder than their voice, they are ready to start bringing out all the actions, so you know that, oh, I'm actually the woman saying, oh, I'm actually really really into this guy. But when it comes to the men now, it's quite hard, right, for them to start expressing that feeling. And to be honest, I really don't know why. I don't know if it's probably because they are built in that nature. Like, are they built in a way that they're not supposed to show love? Or is it that they just, as you're growing with that sense of responsibility, just know that you're not supposed to be vulnerable, you're not supposed to be showing your love too much. Why are you doing anyhow? I feel like the word is changing, right? There's some stereotypes, or there's some, mindsets that need to be changed. As a man, even the Bible said, love your wife. It's just as if even God know that you will have an issue with that. He just said, love your wife. It is not easy, but at the same time, it's easy if you are intentionally working around it. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just important. Like, why do you have to have an issue with that? And it's how and I feel like when it comes to this whole love thing, it's just, explained differently. Everybody have different perspective, and I don't think it's in my right to now tell you what love is and what love is not, right? Because again, everybody has, different perspective to what it is. But what I would just say should happen is, before you engage anybody, before you put anybody into that, marriage style and all, I think it's important. That's why communication comes in. You guys must have spoken about it. You guys must have, explained. The woman that's getting married to the man, you should know that this one is doesn't express, this man doesn't do this, doesn't do that. If you're okay with, with him, then you can go ahead. And don't try to, probably convince people to be in a relationship with you when you know that you're only just doing that or acting up in order for them, more like pretending, in order for them to be with you. I feel like that's something that a lot of, let me not say a lot of us, because I don't do that, but I feel like that's what most people actually do. Once they see that, oh, and I think it's also you having that, idea of the kind of person you want. And when you now see somebody, you're not even sure if that's what the person is like, right? You just see one small idea of the person. You look at the way he sat down. Wow, this guy is really a gentleman. Kai, when that word gentleman came in, it was because of this man. You already had it like that. I feel like we need to, communicate better. I feel like probably that was what will solve some of these issues around maybe cheating and all that we have in marriage. Let's really take one more comment. Okay, let's quickly move on to the next story on the street of social media. This one says Nigerian men shares their peace on the shege they see due to their condition. Hmm. Let's quickly read this tweet together. They are quite funny to me, honestly. So this person says, by Yom, this one says, you would then wonder why most Nigerian men feel they are not worthy of sex when they are broke. It's even beginning to look like most broke guys feel they don't deserve love than women think broke guys don't deserve love. Then Sadiq Singh says, it is unfortunate that the Nigerian man does not think he deserves love when he's broke. Even the ones in relationship throw the relationship away with the excuse they want to be grand, right? Or grind rather. This is largely because he thinks he needs to keep spending to maintain the relationship. This in turn has affected his perception of love. It is really sad. So there are many angles to this particular story, to be honest, because I mean the time we, I mean in this time and age, nobody wants to date a broke guy, right? If you don't have what I mean, more let me not even talk about cider boards, right? But I mean, if you listen to the likes of cider boards, there's definitely a certain amount you have to be running to millions, right? Before you can actually date a person like that. And there are so many girls with that kind of mentality or perspective, which is actually not bad. I mean, to each their own, right? So why to some persons you don't need to have so much. Just have little and you're okay. And this is where my own philosophy is. Or do I say my own perspective? To be honest, I don't have an issue with a guy that is financially broke. I just have an issue with a guy that doesn't have purpose, right? You don't know where you're going to, you don't know where you're coming from, you're just wondering about. That's where I have an issue with. If you are somebody of purpose, if you are looking towards the future, like I would always tell people around me that I see you look at me right now and you sometimes people around me will always want to ask, why are you always bothered? Why are you always bothered? Like just rest sometimes. Maybe you've prayed. Just rest. The thing is, I don't see me resting. Reason is for every time that I sit down to do something, for every time that I'm working, I'm looking towards the future. Okay, what's 5 years looking like from now? Right? What's it looking like? Where am I? Where do I want to see myself? So if right now I'm saying that okay, in 5 years from now I'm supposed to I've probably been way bigger. I should probably be okay, this is not me exaggerating, right? But I should probably be like a Nancy Sime in the next 5 years. Now, the question I would want to ask myself is okay, are you already walking through that lane? Right? So that is where I have an issue with. If as a human being, this is not even a gender thing now. If as a human being, you don't have purpose, you don't have ambition, you're not working towards something, you're just walking up and down. Trust me when I say, in short, you are the red canopy. You're the red canopy. But I mean, I feel like we just need to just change that narrative a bit. You're free to date anybody. You that is saying you want to date a guy that has millions of naira, I think you should be focused about what is in his head. What is he going to what his future is looking like. What his plans will he accommodate your own plan? Like there's so many unanswered questions. So instead of you thinking about whether he's broke, whether he has money in his asa, whether he's driving a Prado, even though I'm going to check whether he's driving a Prado, I'm just joking. But what I'm saying in essence is look after what he's thinking. What's his vision like? Does he even have vision? Is he like futuristic? Is he a realistic person? Is he a practical person? I feel like these are what you should be looking at. I'm not looking at how much he has in his account because again, money they finish. And speaking of money, like this now, I need coffee. So let's quickly go on the short break to come back with on hot gossip. Stay with us.
Hi guys, I'm Nne.
And I'm Chinne.
And together we are
Ndinne. And we are ex-housemates of Big Brother Naija Season 9.
No Lose Guard edition. Big shout out to Gossip Gala.
Yes, because that's where you get all the premium teas from.
Not only premium teas, but also educative gist. Come on. And that's on Period.
Don't go nowhere.
Thank you so much for sticking with us. It's the Hurt Gossip segment. Hey, I'm excited. So the first one on Hurt Gossip says Tony Abraham saga. When I saw this stuff on social media, the first thing that came to my head is, can they allow Tony Abraham rest? Because bro, that one has been through a lot. Only this year alone. Let's leave last year out of it. They only had they dragged her son, they dragged her for supporting, do I say supporting, or I mean during the 2023 election, right, where we had the three aspirants. And now, I mean, before Tinubu became the president and all, she was actually in support of Tinubu, and she's like, oh, he's the person for the future, is going to take Nigeria to the greater heights and all of that. And they started going for her when the country is not looking like we are going to the greater heights, you understand? But I mean, this one that they now do, this last dragging, well, I like the fact that she came out to resolve the issue. So I just love the fact that it's not really going to like escalate and all of that, right? So let's quickly read. I mean the post she posted, the post she posted on Instagram. And she says, "Hello everyone. I want to address the recent allegation regarding an unpaid debt to a fashion designer. The situation has has been completely misunderstood. And I did like to clarify what happened. During the production of the movie Malakai, there was a runway scene and we needed dresses. We contacted a couple of designers, Tiana, to provide the dresses. Additionally, Gabriel, who was part of the team, mentioned that a friend of his also wanted to contribute some dresses. And she did. I even bought a hairpiece from her, for which I paid in full. As for the dresses she provided, they were borrowed for the shoot. And once we finished using them, I handed the dresses back to Gabriel, who had initially brought them to us. The next story, please. Then it says, upon seeing the allegations online, I immediately called Gabriel for clarification. Gabriel confirmed that he informed the designer that the dresses had already been returned to him and that they were subsequently borrowed for someone else. It was therefore no longer my responsibility. I hope this clears the confusion. Screenshots of the conversation between the designer and Gabriel will be included for further proof. I appreciate everyone's understanding and support. Thank you. Now let's really take the screenshots that she said. Okay, you can see here Tony has nothing to do with the dresses. Nothing. I am sending them already to you. Send your address. Tony has nothing to do with the dresses because she returned them back to me, and I told you I was using it for Annie. So Tony being involved is actually very not nice. You can add Annie and myself, and also please send your address. So I mean, to kind of summarize this whole talk, right? I mean, we all watched that movie together, that Malachi or wherever that's called. And if you remember the scene, I mean, very well, you would remember like the particular scene where the walkway rather, where she wore that particular dress and all, right? Now, I mean, just like she said, the cloth was borrowed. I'm looking at it from the aspect of the designer. If the Gabriel in question, because I mean the Gabriel now is looking like the middleman, right? So Tony spoke to the Gabriel, and the Gabriel speaks to the fashion designer or the dress designer, whatever. Now, if you as the dress designer have an issue that, oh, the cloth hasn't gotten to you and all, and I mean that movie was like a year ago now, and you find it necessary. I feel like it should have just been important that she spoke to Gabriel than having to drag Tony to it. But again, which begs it now begs the question: what if she has actually spoken to this Gabriel in person and probably is not listening? Because we humans, we can be very funny, right? But I just wish there were like better ways to have just taken care of this thing, because honestly speaking, Tony has passed through a lot. There's just a lot of dragging. Like, let this woman just breathe at least. Maybe she just breathe for the rest of the year. Do you get what I'm saying? Because having to now, put on your Instagram story, you tagged her, you tagged Annie, and you also tagged Gabriel, and you asked, Afana, where is the clothes? What's going on with the clothes? I mean, it's so very, it's really, I would actually say it's unprofessional. But again, like I said, what if she has actually spoken to the Gabriel in person and the Gabriel probably didn't listen to her or give her any updates about the costume or like about the clothes? Of course, it now begs, it will definitely make you angry, and you would want to now speak to Tony herself. But probably, again, even if you have gone to her DM to go and tell her that, oh, what's going on with the clothes, or she probably would have not even seen that. These are just, honestly, but I just felt like, there were a better way to have handled the situation. Well, that's my own perspective. So let's quickly check on the comment section to see other people's perspective on this story. Lima says, nobody can bring you down, ma. You're unstoppable. They try all means, one ton, pada, my phony. They won't succeed. God got you, mama. You are a winner and you will always be a winner. Voila. But like I said, I feel like Tony has just been dragged a lot this year. I just felt like probably the fashion designer would have just found a better way, to have spoken to her. You would have asked for her number, you would have done something else and having to, bring her out. And again, you see all this dragging that people do, they don't know that it would actually spoil the image of the brand. If you look at the way Tony has been dragged since the beginning of this year till now, I am very sure if there's any brand out there that doesn't want they don't want their own brand to be dirty and all, they'll probably have to go and look for someone else. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think we should just start looking for better mechanism to reach out to these celebrities or something. Again, I understand the angle, like the fashion designer's angle. I understand it perfectly. It's possible that she must have reached out to the Gabriel in question. I mean, he's the middleman, so he's literally the only person you can actually meet that would speak to Tony. And moreover, I don't think she knows that, the dresses were not with Tony. Because if she knew, there would have been no need of her tagging Tony on her story and requesting for the dress. Do you get what I'm saying? But I just felt like probably there would have just been better way than having to now come straight to Tony, because this now is another. And I like the fact that she came out to just explain, because now in this kind of situation you don't have a choice than to come out. Someone like me, that would just prefer to stay. Everybody should just stay on their own. It would definitely affect the brand one way or the other. But I mean, I like the fact that she came out to clarify that, okay, this particular case, I have no business with that, because I already gave Gabriel this dress and it is not on me, right? So yeah, let's really take another comment rather. Okay. This celebrity lifestyle tough, sha. You fit dey your own, make person just wan drag you for clout. I swear, like the way the matter dey. Shebi I don already talk am now, because you see, I like to look at things from, not when I look at other people's angles, right? I try to look at it from my own angle as well. To be honest, if I am in her shoes rather, and you are now dragging me like that, I will feel it. I mean, it's an insult. That's why she came out to clarify, because it's very, very insulting. Like, why are you coming to tag me for clothes? Like, bro, we'll be all right eventually. All right, next comment, please. Last one for the road. All right, let's really go straight on to the next story that says, man who gave up his United States visa lottery slot for a friend reviews how he paid him back. Let's read this tweet together. Okay. It started with since 2005, 2006 or so. That was the last lottery I can't forget in my life. I remember using my slot I booked for a friend living with me then. He was jobless. That slot won. He is in USA since 2007 till date. He never looked back. Used first 4 years to play me. Next one, please. All his details came to my PO box, paid for him, fed him, and I was working 9 to 5 then as IT officer at Hydrotrans Apapa Oshodi Express. Only assignment I gave this bro is to work on getting me across. I told him Nigeria won't pay me. Sorry, Nigeria won't get better. It pains. Then the next one, please. Then he says he cut off all means of communication. I saw his wife handle on Facebook last year. I confronted her, but she gave me another story about him. I don't know he's so wicked like this. See screenshots. Now let's read this screenshot together. And he says, "Good morning, sir. Emma Binu, sir. It's well. I tried my best making him to fulfill all that and a lot more, but he would not. He is a reciprocate of that. To cut the long story short, your family was an abuser, highly temperamental person. He beats me without any reason, and his dad supported him. So I ran for my dear life. I would have called cop on him, but I did not because I had it in mind that he did me a favor bringing me to the United States. So I chose not to. I chose not to. In other hand, I ran for my life because he would kill me. I had two surgery as a result of that. But I lied to my doctor it was something else. He did not even look for me but threatened me to come back. So after 2 weeks he filed for divorce. We are legally divorced. I don't know about his whereabouts until now. I am so sorry about this, sir. Hmm. So to be honest, I like the fact that she's out of the whatever, but that's not even like the main conversation. You see, where I remember having a conversation with someone. With a guest on Friday, right? Where we are talking about the fact that the kind of people that you need to help, right? And I will start on this note. I remember saying this. Now, even in the Bible, right? I like to make reference to the Bible in the Bible where was it Jesus? I can't remember what the story was like, but I know for sure that there are certain persons that are given 1 talent, another person was given 2 talents, another person was given 5 talents, and all of that. And guess what? Every other person utilized the talent that was given to them, but the person with 1 talent refused. And what was his excuse? That it was just 1 talent. That doesn't mean they've given him more than that. He would have utilized it properly and all of that. So it just takes us back to the fact that you don't help people because you feel like, oh, I need to help these people. Help them because they're coming to you. I feel like when people come to you that they need help, I consider them serious because nobody will come to you if they don't need help. Check out what I'm saying. Like I said that day, you will see somebody that is probably looking tired and all of that. You'll be thinking that, oh, and the reason why this person is looking like this is because there's no money, because of the way the economy is. You know, now this person is probably using the money for something different, something that is not even supposed to be doing in the first place. So for me, I would just literally advise that, before you tender help to people, just ensure from the beginning, that from the onset, that this person is actually coming to you for that help. Like, that's what I would say. But again, you have your own perspective, so I would like you to share that with me. Let's quickly go on a short break to come back with the hottest gossip. Stay with us. Hey, what's going on? It's the hottest gossip. And I know for sure that, I mean, those people that have watched, watched the show on Friday, you know for sure that I gave you guys tips. And I know for sure that you'd already understand that, we are definitely having this conversation today. And yes, we are having the discussion today. This was his reaction as Pastor Adeboye's, reaction to Pastor Adeboye's apology on Tithe. I mean, there's this video that went around on social media during the week. Like I told you guys, that he came out, with all courage, boldness to tell us a lot. Let's watch this video together.
I'm going to be apologizing for making a mistake, for saying that if you don't pay tithe, you might not make it to heaven. I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's not in the Bible. What the Bible says is, he had peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see God. Now, let me tell you, listen to me. It is possible to be right and wrong at the same time.
Well, hello. Well, I mean, I feel like I already threw like my own light on what I think about the video, right? So it's to see the reaction of certain people. We have Area Father, we have Mike Bamiloye, we have Danny, we have Daddy Freeze. So I mean, if time will permit us to take each and every one of them. So let's start with what Area Father said about this the apology from Pastor Adeboye. Okay, this is from Mike Bamiloye. This one says, it was the apology they heard, they ignored the remaining part of the message. Let me refresh you. My father, Daddy E.A. Adeboye, also said it is wrong to limit you to 10%. At a time when some of you should be at 20%, 30%, 40%. 10% should be for beginners. You want to be the one at the top. If you are the one who would control finances, you would have to go far, far beyond 10%. I never, ever expect the children of this world to understand the principles of the kingdom. The fact that he wrote all that in capital letter alone, hey God, and he says it's beyond their reasoning. In 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 14, New King James Version, but the natural man does not receive the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him, nor can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. Next one, please. But I think we'll have to stop here. But if you are a child of the kingdom of God, going to heaven and expecting the coming of Jesus Christ, I do not expect you to have problems with those statements. But if you still do have problems with what Baba said, then your spiritual sanctification is very doubtful. Prophet Samuel made mistake when he was sent to anoint a son of Jesse as king of Israel. He looked physically at the firstborn and wanted to anoint him. He said, "Behold, the Lord's anointed is here." The Lord said, "No, I have not chosen this one." All the sons prophet Samuel thought was the choice was each rejected by God, until David came and God said, "Arise and anoint him." So I think that's what him is using as what's the name now? I don't think it's an excuse, but more like him just saying that, the fact that, our daddy came out to tell us that, okay, this thing he has been saying, he hasn't been saying it the right way, right? So now that he's coming out to say we should embrace it, because the truth is, it is okay for us we are humans. It's okay for us to make mistake, right? And that's why we have the Holy Spirit to teach us, because he's our teacher. Since the time Jesus left the world, he said he's going to send down the Holy Spirit to come and be our comforter, our teacher, our helper, our provider, and all of those things. So he is just coming from the aspect that, it's normal for our daddy to, make mistakes. But now that he has come out and now tell us what the Holy Spirit has said, how it is in the Bible, we should accept it, with open hands. But I don't think other people are actually accepting it with open hands. Let's see what Danny has to say. Aha, Danny. Now, Danny says, if it's not that Nigerians are cowards, they should be clamoring for a refund for all the years they have been stolen from. You cannot manipulate and gaslight people for years to pay tithe with the threat of missing heaven and come now to say you were wrong just like that. Refund. I think this for that particular thing is said. I think VDM2 also said something like that. Now he went for that to say Baba moved from threat to manipulation. I was wrong. Bible didn't say that, but that doesn't mean you guys shouldn't pay. Some of you should even be paying more. A thief and more. Hey. You see, Daniel has actually never been a fan of like the whole Christianic thing. I think we had him last week, right? Having to or more. Daniel has actually not just been a fan. Let's see what Area Father has to say about this whole story.
Message of tithing. Even Abel Damina then was still paying tithe and collecting tithe. It was my message, and there's a video to prove this, where Abel Damina said, I heard this guy, I did not like his approach, but he raised doctrinal issues. So the Abel Damina movement you are seeing today started with Daddy Freeze in 2017. After my expose on tithing on Linda Ikeji's channel. That is where this started from. Now, Daddy Gio, I must say this with all respect and humility. Tithing was an old Jewish custom.
So that the phrase is actually from the perspective of, tithing is actually for the Levites and all of that. I mean, if you read from the beginning of the Bible, from that chapter and all of that, you see that God was actually speaking to the priest. I mean, I think that's the same thing Pastor Abel also said, this is what I would leave you with. Everybody has different perspective to different things. What can help you as a person is you going to check that thing for yourself. Do you get? No Bible for yourself, no God for yourself. And this is me wrapping up the show. It has been an interesting one with you. I mean, it's all service from the beginning to the end. Hallelujah. I can't wait to do this with you tomorrow. Until then, keep slaying.
Hey besties, it's your girl Only Luana, and big thank you and big shout out to watching Gossip Gala. But research has shown that you probably haven't subscribed, so what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button right now and stay tuned to see what Only Luana talks about and get all the juiciest gist. Thank you.